Welcome back, everyone. I am Vita Prestior, and this is Middara, Unintentional Malum Act 1, doing the Casical Queen One Skull Bounty. Alright, we're doing the Waterway next. Special rules, nothing. Wing Edition, get to the blue exit. There's also another alternate, which is get to the red exit. And then, of course, being defeated sucks. There's some rules for green objective, which just says read it when told to. Other than that, nothing else besides tokens. We are starting with some Waterlows on the field, as well as some burrowing variation of the Casicles. So we'll go ahead and grab the 1 through 3 version and get that out of the way. As soon as I find it. Oh, no, it's up there. Okay, I already had it out. Alright, we'll just keep this up to here for now, and we'll just shift this up. Like so. Alright, yep, that is pretty much it on that front. One thing I didn't do last encounter is do another summon, but to be honest, I kind of want to stick with Jazara for now. That AoE attack spell that it has is actually going to be pretty useful. Because, as you can probably guess, dealing with a hive of filled with Casicles, it's going to be a lot of enemies, and this thing has an AoE. So we'll see how it goes. Anyway, everything else is good to go. Got some totems to deal with in the future, but for now, we got what we got. Alright, Zeke goes first. We will spend 1 stamina to do a Banished Knowledge. Who's going next? It'll be Remy and Nightingale. We'll put it on Nightingale. Also, I'll go ahead and do a Doom Break from both of them, since they do have interventions. Good. And good. Alright, 2 stamina left. Unfortunately, there's not much I can do with it. I haven't been using Exalted Summoning, but there hasn't really been much need to do so. I also haven't really been attacking with Zeke that much. Unfortunately, these things are burrowed, so there's not really that much I can do with them. With 2 stamina, I can get to what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I'll be just out of range of attacking any of the Waterloas. Transforming could help, but I wouldn't be able to transform back. I mean, I could throw knives at these guys, but with it rounding down, I could potentially do 0 damage. So for now, let's just go ahead and spend a stamina to move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Honestly, I think I'd just rather stay still. Never mind, we'll just stay in place. As much as I would love to fight some Waterlows, that's not really in the cards right now. Goes to Remy. I could just send her rushing in and seeing what happens. Obviously, big concern here is that red totem. So being there is fine. That'll put me in range of 1 of them. Yeah, unfortunately, there would be in range. Could do this. That would actually get me in range of just 1 of them with the diagonal. Of course, it'll put me in range of all the other ones, but there's not much, all the Casicles, but that's fine. Yeah, let's do that. I don't exactly want to stall. So let's do Doom Break again to get another stamina. Okay, then we'll spend a stamina to move. We have 8 movement. That being said, I don't exactly have a lot of options for getting a kill off with this, but that's okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We'll go ahead and make the jump check. I mean, the other option is I just rush forward this way and just start fighting these guys. But I don't exactly want to do that either. So if I were to do that, it'll be what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10 to there. Yeah, you know what? We'll try that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You can stand on top of burrowed units. So that'll cost 2 stamina exactly, which is completely fine. And then I can go ahead and attack this unit with a false idol and see where that gets us. -1 to this. 13. SOI is still good, but they don't have plus. There's not enough of them for plus defense. So that was what, 13? Oh, sorry, it'll be 12 because -1 for false idol. So 4 damage base, 5, 6. So I'll do what, 3 damage. So we do 3 damage to orange here. All right, we'll go ahead and follow it up. I'll go ahead and do Ring of Blood to heal, and then I'll do Blade Works. All right, that's 14. So 6, 7, 8, which I'll have down to 4, which will kill this one. All right, 1 down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, if I take any steps closer, it will be in line of sight. All right, then. I'm going to go ahead and do a Shady Training back a step. And then that'll be it. It goes to Nightingale, Haste will trigger. I'll go ahead and do the Infection to take a damage to pay for my movement. And we'll go 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6, 7. 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 7 movement exactly. Perfect. All right. So this is a straight diagonal to where I need to be. So let's see if we can deal with the water lilies. Empowering doesn't matter. So let's just open with a Precise Strike. No modifiers, so it's just going to be straight roll. All right, I can definitely kill the messenger, the 2 into an 8. That'll put us at 12 to 3, 12 to 9. I can do Masterwork to make it 15, or sorry, 13 to 9. That would actually make it 4 up. So it'll be 4 base damage, and then plus 5 for Precise Strike will be 9. And then I can use one of the arrows to go to 12, and I'll kill one of them. Yeah, Masterworks are really helpful. Just way to confirm these things. So let's see. Yeah, just making sure I had 12, 13. Yeah, 4 up. As long as you're at least 4 higher than the defense, you get another 5 irreducible. Yep, so that was 9. Yep, 12 is exactly what I needed. Cool. Draw some loot. 8 gold. 4, 2, 8. All right. I can quick blow off of this, so I will. Spend 1 stamina to do that. I am 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 away from this other water loa, so here we go. Take the shot. 14, so that's going to be 5 base. Yeah, we'll just do 5 base for now. So also I'll heal with the Ring of Blood from the previous attack. So 5 damage so far. I'm not going to pop the remaining arrow just yet. I will go ahead and do Doom Break and get a stamina. Okay, did not lose it. Then I will go ahead and spend 2 stamina to attack the Waterloa with a normal shot. I will let it miss and do a Lining Machine and shoot again. All right, 14. So that's going to be 5 damage. And I'll go ahead and pop the arrow to kill it. All right, Waterloo is dealt with. Item loot. Unfortunately, this is just going to be a mundane. 13. is a weapon. All right, hit shuffle. Are there any still in here? No. I'll get the regular bow, which we'll go ahead and toss in the stash. Yeah, if we had rolled low on that, that would have been good. Getting the accessory would have been worthwhile. Relic wouldn't have been too bad either, but accessory would have been worthwhile. Still, it's worth 5 gold, so it's something, I guess. All right. So I just killed with a regular shot. I am going to go ahead and quick blow off of it to shoot at the... we'll shoot at red first. So again, do I just want to just shoot normally? Yeah, we'll actually we'll empower it. All right, 11, so it'll be 3 base, which will get half down to 1. And then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it'll do 3 magic damage, so 4 in total. Okay. I'll go ahead and pop. It's tempting to pop ambitious at this point, but I don't think we need to. So I think I'm going to wait. All right, goes to Rook. Let's go ahead and first pop a through the gates. And I will give myself haste for 3 damage. And then I will go ahead and give haste to Jazara. And then I will spend a stamina to move. So this thing goes after what? The highest, best casting die. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we can go 7, 8 to there. I mean, I could do a jump check, but it wouldn't go great. All right. That is unfortunately it for Rook. Goes to Jazara. Jazara will get 1 stamina thanks to haste. I'll just set that aside. We'll spend 1 stamina to move. We'll go 1, 2. Spend another. To go 3, 4 to here with a jump. I have +1 to this. Good luck. I passed just barely. All right, 3, 4. Uh, 5, 6. We'll go to there. All right, goes to K-Sickles. Just making sure I didn't accidentally trigger anything. I have not. All right, K-Sickles, these are going to go after the highest casting die within movement range. It's actually a tie between Rook and Jazara since they both share the same casting die. Rook is higher on the initiative track though, so it's going to go for Rook. Rook will have priority, so it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then it's going to unburrow and attack. All right, Rook will attempt to yeah, I'll attempt to dodge. All right, 13. I'll be rolling a white and a purple with +2. All right, even with the +2 that it misses, I'll counter for free with Maul of the Warden, and I'll empower it. I will re-roll with an intervention. Alright, 10 is a hit. It'll be 2 damage base and then 3, 4. So it will do 4 damage. Okay, so it'll take 4 damage, which it had already taken 4 damage earlier, so it actually dies. Okay, I was about to say it's going to burrow, but it is actually dead. Good job, teamwork. Alright, next goes to purple, which is going to go after Rook. Unburrow, and then attack. Oh, actually, I made a mistake. So the attack, so it moves towards Rook, but it's going to attack. It would have actually attacked Remy, and Remy I would have dodged with a quiver and then countered. So let me just re-roll the first set. So no intervention. We'll do the counter here. This will be what, 11, which will do 3, 4 damage. Okay, so I still get kill. And then this one will move up and then try to attack Remy. As for the dodge, by the way, I'm just using the roll I've already done, which would have been 3 shields. Anyway, and then yeah. Also, I forgot I would have used Gauge, which would have given me a stamina. But yeah, no matter what I've rolled, it would have passed still because it only got a 9. So yeah, Gauge would have given me a stamina. And then I'll spend a stamina to dodge this upcoming one. And I have 15, and I'll probably spend a stamina to counter. Double purples with +2. Okay, still fails. The counter, which I already spent the stamina for, 11. So I'll be 3, 4. I'll use Blackhand Nightgown to reroll the 5. That'll kill. Okay. That is Cave Sickles dealt with. Okay. And we do get a loot card for that. 6 gold. 11 cards left. 4, 4, 3, 4. Okay. And then that's end of round. Alright, Jazara will go first. Good luck. So go up to max stamina, spend 1 to move. We'll go 1, 2, and trigger the totem there. Red totem. To the north, you see a small swarm of K-Sickles spawn 3 K-Sickles adjacent to the space this totem occupied. All right, we will roll to see if these are variants. They are. All right. All right, Itlam effused, and we spawned 3 of them adjacent to the red totem. So we'll spawn them like that. Okay. Then I will spend 3 stamina. We'll spend 4 stamina to do the Abyss reaching back. I'll do spell 6 against all opponents, and I spend that extra stamina to do an empower. So we'll roll these 2 dice. All right, 13. And they all get the save against a 13. All right, red. Purple. Almost. And failed. So they all failed. And then it's going to be a roll of their combat dice. And since they get buffed up thanks to their hive mind, first one does 12 damage, kills. I'll It explodes, but it's not. These guys are immune to sedate. All right, and the reason why I roll it, even though it doesn't matter, is just to get into the habit. All right, so red is dead. Now the next one's just going to be a white and a purple. And also dies. Also explodes. And last one's just going to be double purples. 5 damage. It is alive. Alright. But it also gets rooted. So now it can't move. May not make a move action or benefit from free movement. Okay, so yeah, it's just going to hang out and just start shooting. Alright, so is there an opponent adjacent? No. Is there an opponent within range 4? Yes, it's going to attack, then move. But the move won't happen. So it's just going to attack. Jazara can't dodge even if it wasn't in water, so it's just going to be double purples. It is a miss, and that is it for Cave Sickle. And then the root goes away. Alright. Goes to... Just making sure or something. Alright. Oh, I forgot to actually add the initiative card. There we go. Alright, cool. Jazara actually killed things. Good for him. Goes to Remy. Remy will get 4 stamina. And we'll go ahead and pop the Doom Break. Good to go. Alright. Let's spend 2 stamina to begin flight. And go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that was 8, 10, 12. We'll go 1 more space. Okay, so that gets us lined up for this. Of course, we got yellow and green, which will probably trigger both at the same time. Goes to Zeke. Alright, Zeke. You'll get 3 stamina. You'll spend 1 to move. Actually, you'll spend 1 to transform into a Gavaden. Then you'll spend 1 to move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I'll spend another 2 to do a unnaturally swift. I keep forgetting these Gavaden actually have free dodges and counters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with a jump. Good to go. Alright, splashes in the water, and he's just going to hang out. Alright. Oh, I made a mistake. Remy only had... she doesn't have haste. So she had 1 less stamina. Because we had no stamina left, so we should have gained 3 stamina and then popped a Doom Break. Okay. Sorry about that. Goes to Rook next. Rook will heal 1 and then gain 4 stamina. Spend 1 to move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll stay here. I'm going to go ahead and do Banish Knowledge on Zeke. And then we'll spend 2 to do a Courage Stifle on the Cave Sickle. 12. and dead. Does it explode? Nope, that one did not explode. Alright, Casicle's dealt with. $7 gold. 441. Okay. Goes to Nightingale. She'll go up to full. She'll go ahead and take the infection for her damage and start moving. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So 17 actually puts me here. Okay. I'll do a Doom Break. Alright, I got a stamina. I'm going to go ahead and use it to loot the green chest. You find a pile of treasure. The party gains 15 gold. 4, 5, 6. Alright, that is Nightingale. That is end of round. Remy goes first, but she's not going to be at full stamina. I'll go ahead and just use this opportunity to take a step forward and get ready for next round. This would be an urgency round if we were playing with urgency, because we're not going to be triggering anything this round. Rook will get 4 stamina and heal for 1. We'll spend 1 to move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so that's 6, 8, 10, and then we'll use this to do Banish Knowledge and give Remy haste. And I'll go ahead and pop through the gates to take 3 damage to give myself barrier. And then that'll be it. Goes to Zeke. Zeke will get 4 stamina. Oh, actually, before Zeke's turn starts, I will go ahead and transform into a Merchound. And then get 4 stamina. And then we can use this to do Aquatic Zoom to get to here. And then we'll spend a stamina to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to here. Okay. I can do this anytime, so yeah, we can just save the stamina. Goes to Nightingale. She'll get 4 stamina. I'll spend 1 to move. 1, 2, 3, 4 with a jump. 5, 6, 7. Actually, I'll go 6, 7 to there just in case. Jazeera. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so if we were playing with urgency, this would get us an urgency because we didn't spawn anything, didn't kill anything, and no AI actions happened. But I'm not going to worry about that. Alright, goes to Zeke first. Alright, before his turn begins, I am going to go ahead and transform him again. He's going to be an animate now. And then he'll get up to max stamina. I'm going to go ahead and use the animate's ability to do like the shadows, to go 2 spaces, and trigger. This is a diagonal, so I definitely can. I'm adjacent to the totem, so I definitely trigger it. Either way, I'm going to be moving soon in the first place. All right, green totem. As you approach the deeper part of the cave, you notice more of the yellow silky creep stuff you saw earlier. This time it's accompanied by a K-Sickle warrior. If you hadn't already revealed them, go ahead and reveal the stuff about K-Sickle warriors, then place figures and tokens according to diagram 11. If the green sickle warrior is defeated, read the green objective hidden text. Okay, so what is this, diagram 11? Alright, give me a moment. Alright, so we got K-Sickle warriors and burrowed K-Sickles. One of them's actually burrowed right underneath Zeke right now. Also, we did spawn this extra tile with a blue totem, which is just barely being clipped by the red over there. We also got some creep to deal with. And yeah, good times had by all. It is still Animate's turn. I have only done the Like the Shadows so far, so we can go ahead and start attacking K-Sickle warrior and hoping that's enough. If we can do 10 damage to it, that would be fantastic. Alright, so I will spend 2 stamina to attack. I'll be doing Perdition's Chains. And we will target the K-Sickle warrior. So my attack, so the way creep works, while on book, let's see. Okay, so he does have +1 defense while on the bug creep. He also has +1 attack. And if I were in the bug creep myself, I would also suffer that penalty. I could also transform into a K-Sickle and get the benefit if I actually step into it, but I don't plan on stepping into it. So this guy actually has 9 defense. Alright, so here we go. We are using the Corpse Vor, so it's automatically empowered. And we'll see how it goes. It's Zeke swinging this freaking thing, and I have yet to actually see this thing actually make progress. So we'll see how it goes. Alright. That's not too bad. 12 versus 9 defense, so 3 damage base. So 3 base, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 versus 2 armor, so 10 damage exactly, which is enough to kill. Let's make sure we did that right. So that was 14. Or sorry, that was 12, which became 11. No, it's 12 versus 9, so 3 base. 4 for the burst, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yep, that is, and it had only 2 armor. So yep, that kills the K-Sickle warrior. And I believe you get the conduit summon still while transformed, else I will be upset. I mean, worst case scenario is I can transform to human form, but I would like to... Conduit. 77. Other than conduit summoning. So you still get conduit summoning. Okay, cool. So that means we did kill something within the SOI that has a conduit summon. So we will take advantage of it. K-Sickle warrior. Lesson in conduction. Orion stumbled forward as the conduit. Let's see. I'm just making sure this isn't the same as a K-Sickle. Nope. It is different. Okay. Orion stumbled forward as the conduit formed around him, collapsing into many limbs. Spiked claws pierced the rocky floor beneath him. He twitched, and a set of powerful claws snapped closed before him. Through his legs, he could suddenly feel the vibrations of every living thing. Every skittering of the rodent claws, the heartbeats of his companions, Orion skittered forward, testing the strange locomotion. His mind struggled for a few seconds, stumbling between 4 legs. Sickles had too many limbs, and it took a moment to adjust to walking on 4 legs and still having a set of claws. He needed to fight to find something unwelcome and tear it apart. He advanced, claws snapping together. The warrior demanded action, and Orion was only too happy to oblige. So, So this thing has 2 armor and 6 movement. And at the start of your turn, you can do Command 2, another sickle type combatant or another ally with an SOI. While moving figures with this ability, they do not provoke break attacks, and you may not move them onto dangerous terrain. What you can do is you can force them to move into water. Anytime you would inflict wilts, if they already have wilt, you do poison. And then we have a 0 cost paralyzing skewer, which makes it so your attack, when making a ranged attack, you can add paralysis to it. You can make an attack against each figure that's currently adjacent with a melee strike. You got a wilt effect, ranged attack that do wilt, and then you have a claw that can also do wilt. And all of its attacks are empowered except for the AoE. Also, this thing, every book provides a follow-up of heal 1, which is actually pretty nice. All right. Fortunately, if I transform into this thing now, I can't actually do the Command 2 because it's specifically at the start of your turn. So that's a little unfortunate. That being said, what else can we make happen now? Well, we'll hold on to this for now. I still had 3 stamina left. I would like to kill the one that's at my feet right now, so let's do that now. We'll spend 2 stamina to attack the one that's at my feet. It's going to be automatically powered because of Corpse 4, and we'll see where it puts us. I'll do intervention to reroll. Well, that's a hit, so that's something. So our damage is 2 base. 3, 4, 5, 6. I can go up to 7, 8, 9 with this, and I'll get half down to 4. So not quite a kill. I'm just going to verify a few things with Burrow. Or specifically resistance. When calculate final damage for the attack or spell, reduce the final damage dealt by half rounded up. So yeah, you do round it. So it does round down essentially from the total damage. Okay, so that was 4 damage, but I can now do a quick blow off of this with another range attack. And here's hoping we do enough. That's a hit. And it will do base 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'll get half down to 2, which should kill. So let me verify that real quick. My math is correct, but I did forget to do the green objective. So we need to do that before I actually kill this thing. So I may need to rewind, but we'll see. Green objective. I was looking at the wrong encounter. Okay. So when K-Sickle Warrior is defeated, read the green objective hidden text. As you defeat the K-Sickle Warrior, you notice a silver box slide out of its freshly exposed stomach. Place the red loot token in the space the K-Sickle Warrior occupied. Okay. So we got a red box filled with doom. Okay. He was, by the way, right here. Which, of course, we had line of sight for to kill this thing. Good. All right. So this guy is... We did manage to kill off this K-Sickle then. And don't need to worry about this initiative card because we killed it before it could do anything. Oh, I do need to do loot for the K-Sickle Warrior. 8 gold. 464. All right. So that is it on that front. It goes to... K-Sickles 1 through 3. So 1 is going to go after... so moves towards opponent with the best casting die. But I believe they don't voluntarily move out of... may not enter water, obstructing terrain if an ability would force them into. Okay, so they can't enter water voluntarily, only if forced. So this one's going to only go after either Remy or Zeke. So it's going to move towards best casting die, which is Zeke, because he has an orange, which will put him there. It's going to unburrow, and then attack Zeke, because Zeke has higher initiative. So it's going to go ahead and make an attack. It'll be a white and a purple with a +2. Okay, 12's a hit. It's going to be 2, 3, 4. It'll do 1 damage, and then he has to make a conviction. He passes conviction. All right, this thing did move, so it does. Yeah, this thing did move, so it does not continue down. All right, then this one's going to. Actually, you know what? We'll say this goes on the creep, because that would be smarter. So we'll do another damage. All right, and then this one's going to burrow out and attack Zeke. So +3 to this because +2 for the burrowing out, and then +1 because of creep. That is 9, 10, 11, 12, so it does hit. It'll be 2, 3, 4. It'll do 1 damage. And then he has to do another conviction. All right, he fails conviction, so he's going to be poisoned. Okay. We'll go to Nightingale. So you know what? Remy actually triggers Blue Totem, so we need to actually resolve that. To the west, you see a second hatchery accompanied by another defender. Place figures and tokens according to diagram 15. I do like how they say another, but we haven't actually spawned the first one yet. So okay, let me deal with this. This is going to cause things to go in a different order, which is a little annoying, but we'll make do. So let me BRB. Okay, so here's our Chaos Sickle Defender. It is a 2x2 monster. Now, one final thing I do need to do for setting up for this is there's some eggs that need to be placed. Eggs that are 3 different types, essentially. Well, there are 3 different colors, and then within those colors, there are 3 different backs. So I do have these set up to auto shuffle, but I'm going to go ahead and just shuffle them again. And I'm going to pull out a red and 2 yellows. All right. I believe they changed the rules on how eggs worked. Originally, eggs had their own initiative card, and then when their initiative came up, you would roll a black die, and if you rolled a skull, I think it would hatch all of them of that color. Now it's a bit more different, and it's, I guess, a bit more stable, I guess is the best way to put it. It has, along with the diagram, it does have rules. It does have the rules set up for how eggs work. It's also on the back of this book too. So we got all of that. So let me place the eggs first. One's going to be right here, right there, and right there. All right, let's read about eggs. Eggs. Sickle egg combatant tokens that are put into play via encounter diagrams. They count as figures with 8 defense, conviction of 2 purples, and immunity effects, which means you can't put status effects on them. A sickle egg is defeated by any attack or spell that deals 4 or more damage in a single action. They cannot use standard actions or abilities and can't be moved by any ability. Sickle-type combatants can move through and occupy the same space as sickle eggs, while a sickle-type combatant is in the same space as a sickle egg. The sickle egg can't be targeted. If a sickle-type combatant is on the board, the case sickle's conviction dice and defense are equal to the highest printed value on the sickle-type combatant cards on the board. So it's actually the stats of probably the defender there. At the start of a round before shuffling the initiative track, if there are less than 6 sickling combatants on the board. Check to see if the sickle eggs on the board hatch. Roll black. If the result is skull, starting with the eggs nearest the adventurers, flip and resolve the listed ability on sickle eggs until 3 eggs have been flipped, or there are 9 sickling combatants on the board, whichever happens first. Spawn any combatants on or adjacent to the space the token occupied. If there are less than 6 sickling combatants on the board and a sickle egg is the target of an attack or spell and not defeated, flip and resolve the listed ability on a sickle egg. Spawn any combatants on or adjacent to the space the token occupied. Sickle eggs do not drop combatant loot. So yeah, I don't remember how much health they had originally. I think originally they had 6, but I could be misremembering, and I don't want to look it up. But 4 isn't too bad. Like I said, the big danger is the fact that its conviction and defense becomes equal to whatever the highest is. Let me see. Okay. And apparently, unlike the other stuff... Okay, yeah, I'll talk a little bit more about sicklings once we spawn them. Let's talk about the K-Sickle Defender, which we spawned. One thing to note is I am still using the old version of the initiative card. There's not really any difference besides the fact that it used to be 1 through 3 rather than 1 through 2. Just note that it's actually supposed to be 1 through 2. Some things to know on the top right is it does have squeeze, which is where it allows itself to shrink down to one size, so it can actually squeeze through narrow passages. Alternate 2 means it counts as 2 K-Sickles, pretty much very similar to the K-Sickle Warriors, whenever you're doing alternate K-Sickles. Excuse me. I'll go over the stats in a bit. We'll read the back first. Hive Heavy Lifters. Increasing study of sickle hives has led to a dramatic increase in human understanding of insect-like creatures that are ubiquitous across millennia. Unfortunately, little of that knowledge is reassuring. K-Sickles are far more complex species than first assumed, and much of that complexity relates to the danger that they present to explorers and those who wish to control their population. Okay, I'm just making sure it's not the same. Alright, the K-Sickle Defender is one of the rare, powerful varieties of sickle, rarely encountered outside the shelter of a nest. This does not make them a likely adversary for those wishing to destroy a hive. Sooner or later, the defenders of a hive must be dealt with. Defenders don't appear to be the deadliest variety on their own. Indeed, defenders lack the deadly venom characteristic of other sickles. Defenders are generally hulking, slow-moving creatures, and all of their limbs are covered with chitin, as thick and strong as any steel plate. Far more deadly are the sharpened bone spines that protrude from their forelegs and along their backs. It is only when a threat is directly before the defender that their most frightening ability is revealed, and they charge opponents at terrifying speed, goring or impaling any enemies they encounter along the way. Covertly observed sickle defenders stomp around their smaller cousins, watching over them while they labor to expand the hive or gather resources. Their bodies are so devoted to combat that they lack any other function, and too many would doubtless burden the hive. K-Sickle defenders will become fiercely alert when they detect threats to the hive, moving to protect their softer allies as swiftly as they can. Their lumbering bodies can move with lightning speed. K-Sickle defenders do not exhibit any sense of self-preservation once engaged in combat, and will continue to throw themselves between an enemy and their softer cousins even as they're hacked apart. Given the sharpness of the bone spikes along their bodies, they often outlast attacks from all but the most determined opponents. Those forced to engage these frightening creatures would be wise to do so from range, where their spines are far less of a threat. Like other sickles, defenders appear to cooperate intelligently with others of their kind. When multiple defenders are present, protecting a single target, the creatures recognize each other and will prioritize more vulnerable sickles over another defender. Okie dokie. So yeah, this guy should have acted first, so we will take care of that. Yeah. Alright. So, scurrying for cover. The K-Sickle Defender has Colossal. When an opponent would determine the attack of an attack, or when an opponent would determine the attack, the target of an attack or spell that targets an ally other than a K-Sickle Defender, that is within range 2 of a K-Sickle Defender. If they can choose a K-Sickle Defender as target, they must make a Perception 12 or a Lore 12 check. If they fail this check, they must target the K-Sickle Defender instead. This check is only made once, even if there are multiple K-Sickle Defenders. Spiky Carapace, when an adjacent opponent is determining the damage of an attack against a K-Sickle Defender, if no damage is dealt in the current action and all abilities, then deal purple physical damage to the attacker. So this only triggers if you do 0 damage. This thing does have 4 armor, only 3 movement, 9 defense, 8 health. Is there an opponent within reach 2? Make a attack within reach 2 and inflict paralysis. Then move to be within range 2 as many allies as possible, and then if it is not within range 2 of any other allies than a K-Sickle Defender, continue down. Is there an opponent orthogonally in a straight line who is within line of sight and double purple spaces? Gain crush for this action. Move up to the rolled amount of spaces orthogonally in a straight line so that the K-Sickle Defender passes through the most opponents, then continue down. Otherwise, move towards the nearest opponent, prioritizing being within range 2 of as many allies other than the K-Sickle Defender as possible. Okay, so this thing's just going to move for its turn, which is just going to move 3 steps. 1, 2, 3. It says prioritize keeping as many within range as possible, right? Yeah, so it's going to try to be within range of the eggs right now because it can't really reach the K-Sickles. Okay. Then it would have gone to the K-Sickles normally, which we're good to go on. All right. So yeah, that was kind of a weird trigger. Yeah, because it would have, what was it? It was this spot. Yeah, just with I'm pretty sure they didn't intend it to be this way. I'm pretty sure they wanted you to trigger yellow totem because I'm pretty sure the yellow totem is what is going to add the monster loot to the to circulation, because defenders do have their own monster loot. But I'm just going to play as is. Anyway, it goes to Nightingale. So Nightingale is going to get so before her turn begins, I will actually no, I don't need to. I'm going to go ahead and gain all stamina because yeah, I'm good to go. All right. So here's the plan. Let's go ahead and do the infection, take a damage, and start moving. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Then I will go ahead and shoot at purple, which will be at -1, and it does have +1 defense. We'll do just a regular shot first. Spend 2 stamina for that. And then I'll go ahead and do Doom Break while I'm at it. Okay, good to go. And these are the burrowing. Okay, yeah, I'll just take a regular shot. -1 to this. This thing has 9 defense. 12 -1 is 11, so it's going to be base 2 damage. 3, 4, and then I'll use the barbed arrows to kill it. And I'll heal 2. Okay. I have to make sure I one-shot these things, else they'll burrow. Alright. Next, I will go ahead and quick blow off of that. And I'll empower it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, never mind. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, never mind. I will not empower it. I'll just take a regular shot towards the I'll do a quick blow shot at K-Sickle, no minuses. It is in creep. And we'll see what we get. I'll do kill the messenger to make that into an 8. So it's going to be 12 to 9, so 3, 4, 5, 6. That'll kill. Okay, so they're dead. We go ahead and kill the swarm. 4 gold. 4, 6, 8. And we didn't have to worry about redirecting anything because the defender was too far away. All right, next I will go ahead and do a precise strike from where I'm at and spend 1 stamina to empower it. This gives me +2 range, so I will be able to reach the K-Sickle Defender. As you can see, it doesn't actually clip anything. I am shooting through Zeke, so I will be at -1, unfortunately. Not much I can do about it. Alright, here goes nothing. Alright, I will re-roll the 2 with a quiver. Alright, that'll be 10 versus 9, so I do hit. It's just not going to be very much, though. So, 1 damage base, 2 from burst. So this thing has 4 defense, or 4 armor, so it's not going to do any... I won't be doing any physical damage, but I do have the otherworldly, so I will do 4 magic. Which gets us to that, at least. Yeah, unless I did an intervention reroll. I can do masterwork, but that won't be enough to actually make a difference. Yeah, if I had rolled like higher, I could have maybe done the irreducible and gone from there. Barbed arrows won't work because this thing does have armor. Okay, so I did some damage, but not enough to kill. Alright, goes to Remy next. Remy will go to full stamina. And we'll spend 2 to fly. Actually, we'll just spend 1 to move. 1, 2, 3, we'll trigger yellow. Alright, yellow totem. Getting closer to the creep, you see there is much more than you anticipated. It leads into what looks like a cave sickle hatchery protected by a giant sickle defender, or giant cave sickle defender. Reveal, now it tells you to reveal everything. And then place tiles and figures according to diagram 13. Okay, let me BRB. Okay, so yeah, I pulled the remaining red eggs and yellow. There's only 3 of them for every color, so that's pretty much all of them. We also need to get the blue exit out. So this thing also has the same text for the rules for eggs, but also includes the reveal large and small hidden card CQ06, which I'm pretty sure are the sicklings that are involved. There are 2 different sickling types that are involved here because there's yellow and red. Also, I did make a mistake. This defender is on 4 creek tiles, so I actually had 10 defense. I still hit, but just something I need to remind myself about in the future. Alright, this case-sickle defender will act on when the next turn comes up, so, or after Remy's turn, so I definitely want to kill this thing. Anyway, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8. We'll just go 7, 8 to here. I don't exactly like it, but because I'm going to be at -1 for this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. So we're up to here now. I am going to go ahead and just open with a... first I'll do a Doom Break. Good to go. Get a stamina. And then we'll see if we can deal with this case-sickle defender in one go. As long as we have 1 alive so Zeke can get the conduit, that's all good for me. Alright, so these things only have 8 HP, but they do have 4 armor, but I do have armor piercing. So... Oh, I did make a mistake earlier. I forgot Remy has a higher casting die. Give me a moment. Okay, so I do have a log here. The first roll was 10 and the second one was 9. The first one should have gone for Remy. Actually, no, it would have gone... No, okay. Okay, I didn't make a mistake. At least not entirely. What would have happened was instead of being here and here, one of them should have been here to be adjacent to Remy, and then it still would have made an attack on Zeke, but it would have been at 1 less attack. So it should have done 1 less damage to the animate. Okay, the more you know. Jeez. It's all those little things. Okay, so with all that in mind, let's go ahead and go to Remy. I think I'm going to just do a... We'll just do an empowered false idol. Okay, yeah, I'll do an empowered false idol and see what happens. Spend 1 stamina. So this will be at -2 because -1 for a false idol and then -1 for the creep. And then this guy has 10 defense. All right, I'm going to go ahead and intervention it. All right, so that's 13 -2 is 11. So 1 damage base, 2, 3, 4. So it's going to do 2 damage because of the armor piercing. And then another 3 for the burst because it's magic. So that's 5 damage in total to the other Casical Defender. Okay. Then I'll do a Blade Works. This one will be at just -1 versus 10 defense. No empower this time. So I was like, it was what, 13 earlier? Yeah. Okay, good luck. All right, 15, 14. It'll do 4, 5, 6, 7. Which will be 5 damage, which will kill it. Okay, quick and easy. 1 down. Draw loot. 6 gold. 4, 7, 4. Okay. Also, I do need to grab the Carapace Defender, which is a double-sided Casical Defender weapon. Okay. All right. So that was just my Blade Works and False Idol. Next, I'm going to go ahead and try to break an egg as best as I can of an attack or spell. Fortunately, I can't see through the defender, so I can't hit that egg there. That's okay. Let's target the red egg first for 2 stamina. So right now we're just at -1, and it's going to be against 10 defense, unfortunately. And I have to do 4 damage. Alright, I will use the Nightgown to reroll both dice. Can you try not rolling bare minimum? Alright, so that's 10. This is our third attack, so I can go up to 12. Which will get me 2, 3. It'll be 1 damage short. Unless I Bottle Blessing. I'm going to Bottle Blessing. I don't want this thing to... Because if I fail to kill it, it's going to hatch. So we'll re-roll the 4 and hope I do at least 1 better. So as long as I don't roll bare minimum a third freaking time. There we go. So that's 14. Sorry, 14. It'll be 13 because I'm at -1. So versus 10 defense because that's what the Casical Defender's at. So 3, 4, 5, 6. It'll do 6 damage, which will break that egg. Alright. And then I will spend 2 stamina, and I didn't need to exhaust the Bone Chipper to attack another one. I'll try get the yellow egg now. So -1 to this versus 10 defense. So that's 15, 14, so 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. That'll be enough to break it. Okay. And then I will go ahead and do a Murder Circus on the red one. 8 damage will break it. and then that'll be it for Remy. Okay, goes to Rook. Rook will go get heal for 1 and then get 4 stamina. Is anyone missing haste right now? No. Alright, we'll spend a stamina to move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to there. So that'll cost us 2. I'll go ahead and loot the chest. So red loot. You find a small silver first aid box. You gain 2 magic bomb and 1 vitality juice box. Well, all of those are or either I already have or are on the or in the stash. So it actually doesn't give us anything. But at least we got that out of the way. Yeah, I could have popped a bomb, but I had no idea it was going to be like that. And honestly, I don't really need to worry about popping a bomb because I could just use the haste stamina to transform into a cave sickle. Anyway, this does put me in range to go ahead and put an intervention on Remy. As much as I would love to blow up that defender, I want Zeke to actually be in range to actually get the transformation. So I think that'll be it for right now. Goes to Jazara next. Jazara is going to go to full stamina, spend 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That'll cost all but 1. Alright, and then it goes to, what was it? At the start of a round. Okay, so we'll shuffle. And then we'll roll. Well, actually, sorry, no. I'm supposed to roll first, then do the initiative. My bad. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and, if there are less than 6 sickling combatants on the board, which is true, roll black, and if it's a skull. Okay. Not a skull. Okay, we're good to go. We'll keep what we just did for the shuffle. K-sickle 1 through 2. And it's going to go, there's no opponent within reach 2. There's no one orthogonal. Otherwise, it's going to move to the nearest opponent and then prioritize being within range 2 to as many allies as possible. So it moves 3. So 1 to there, and that puts me in range to actually attack Rook for next round. Okay. I'm not going to, I wasn't in range to do any Overwatch shots, so we're not going to worry about it. Goes to Zeke. I'm going to go ahead and gain a stamina with haste, then use it to transform into a K-sickle. Which will in turn, of course, make me immune to poison and then get rid of the effect. Okay. Alright, and then I get 3 stamina and continue with the rest of my turn. Oh, also, actually I can do this in any order. So I'll have the regeneration trigger first, then haste, then use that stamina to transform, and then become immune to the poison before it hits. Okay. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and spend a stamina to transform again. And I'm going to go with Merkhound. And then I'll spend 2 to shoot. So this shot will be... Okay. So no modifiers, and the large base is not on all, so remember, for large bases, all parts of that base have to be on the same terrain to get the benefit. So it doesn't actually have creep bonus right now. Alright, here goes nothing. Can you get kill, please? Good. God, that was terrible. Alright, well. Goes to Nightingale. I mean, the good news is he's in range, so we can at least get killed that way. Nightingale will go to full stamina. And we'll see if we can make some stuff happen here. I think I'm just going to shoot in place. It'll be +1, -1. I'll do a precise strike first. And I will empower it. Okay, so that's 11 versus 10 defense, so 1 damage base. It's just going to do magic damage, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which will kill the defender because it only has 8 HP. I think they dropped their HP, which I'm glad about because Mundane tier is pretty rough. All right, we go ahead and get the next drop. Unique loot. Well, okay, I've already updated it. Okay, so there is one mundane item left, which is the heart box, and then the rest are wanderings. So I'm going to hit shuffle once and take the top. Okay, well, we got the rings again. This will just go into the stash. But I guess if anyone ever needs those rings, we have them. And yeah, there are 2 of them, at least according to the promo cards I got. But still, gets more of the wanderings out of the circulation, which is always good. All right, that is it for Nightingale because I can't move from here, and I don't have anything else to worry about. All right. Roll. Yeah, so the biggest difference for the eggs is you only roll the black die once and not just for every initiative card. Because there's 3 colors, that means you roll 3 times, which means there's a pretty decent chance you can start rolling skulls. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put this here. I think we've gotten everything. Actually, no, there's a monster loot still in there. All right, so that was Nightingale goes to Rook. Rook will get will heal for 1, get 4 stamina. I'll go ahead and use this opportunity to get intervention up on Zeke. I'll spend 1 stamina to move and go to here. And we'll go ahead and try to cast on one of these eggs. I'll target the yellow one first, and I'll empower. Okay, that is 7, 13. And these things are now only double purples. If the defenders were still up, they would be double whites. Alright, that is going to do 10 damage to this thing and pop the egg. Okay, and then I'll spend 2 stamina to do it one more time. 13 again. Okay, I don't know if they block line of sight or not, but I'm just going to pop this one. Keep it simple. Alright, that is it for Rook. Goes to Jazara. Fortunately, Jazara doesn't really have much to do anymore. He'll spend 1 to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright. So yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, that is all correct. Goes to Remy. Remy will get 4 stamina. She will spin 1 to move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then pop the egg. We'll just do a Blade Works. So this will be at -1 because I am in creep. 13. So I'll go down to 12. These things only have 8 defense now, so it'll be 4, 5, 6, more than enough to kill. Okay, eggs have been popped. Don't need to worry about Sicklings just yet. Sicklings were, they did get a little bit of a nerf, which they definitely needed, but Sicklings are actually pretty dangerous. I think I mentioned that already, but yeah, killing those eggs is very, very important. So that is it for Remy. Goes to new round. So there's the red exit and the blue exit that we have to choose from. And I think I want the red exit. Yep, sounds about right. Yeah, we'll go red exit, but first we need to get like all these things set up. So on the board, there's not really much else I need to worry about. So I'm gonna go ahead and have Remy. I'm just gonna speed through these turns now. I'm gonna have Remy go for the blue loot and see what she gets. Blue loot. You find a small locked box with the name Lynn etched into it. To open the box, you must pick the lock or break it open. If you choose to pick the lock, read A. If you choose to break it open, read B. I'll try to pick it open. So you decide to try and pick the lock, hoping to find the treasure that may be inside. Make a Perception 10 skill check. If you fail to open the lock, you may pay either 1 stamina or choose to receive 1 urgency token to reroll. There is no limit to the amount of times you can make this. There's no limit to the amount of tries you can make. All right, so technically that should put me. Yeah, I'm good for that. All right, my perception unfortunately is only a 3, but we'll see how it goes. So we need to make a 10. It's 11. We pass. You hear the barrel of the lock click open. There's a typo here. Click open, and you excitedly open the box. Inside, you find a bottle labeled Sickle Pheromone. Reveal medium hidden card CQ07 and gain the Sickle Pheromone Story Relic. Should be under gear. Sickle Pheromone. All right. When making a dodge, if the attacker is a sickle-type combatant, you can add +1 to the result. So I do have space with this, simply because I can just shift this stuff over, like so. So I'll just carry it for now. I mean, because it only works while dodging, unfortunately. But one thing to note is it is a material. So you can't. So even though it's technically not monster loot, it can be traded in, which will be kind of nice. All right, so that's blue loot taken care of, and then I can just do like a shady training to here. And at this point, it doesn't really matter. I'll have Zeke go and do yellow as some sort of human form, please. And we'll see what yellow is. Like I said, we're just speeding through this since there's not really any actions we need to worry about now. You find a pile of treasure, gain 5 gold and 2 random consumables. So the potion we used earlier is going to get thrown in the stash, and we get 5 gold. Putting us at 4, 7, and 9. Okay. We'll go through the red exit once that's all done. I'm just making sure everyone has intervention tokens. They do. So with that, we are pretty much done. So with that, we'll be continuing on to Painful Plunge, which is page 22. Pretty much I'm going for the things that are... Well, first I was focusing purely on waterfalls, but now I'm focusing on things that don't go further up the the book, since we're running out of pages. Painful Plunge. Departing the southern gateway of the hatchery, you're met with a diverging path. To the left, a precipitous decline promises a swift but perilous journey. The right fork offers a broader, safer passage through a carpet of bug creep. Though a carpet of bug creep mars its inviting contours, a choice looms before you: direct yet dangerous, or secure but filled with potential unseen threats. That's such a weird description. Unless it's the same as this one. It is not. Okay. So yeah, next time we'll be diving into this one. This one's going to be pretty brutal because it introduces the blue eggs. And more than likely, with our luck, we'll probably end up hatching some. But we'll see. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and call it here. I am the Depressed Viewer. This was Middara, Unintentional Malum, Act... Oh, actually, no, we forgot something. We forgot something very important. When the Defender died, Zeke was within SOI. So we need to get... Not that one. This one. So, Casical Defender. Orion's world stretched and distorted as the sounds all around him faded to a dull pressure. He felt a single moment of vertigo as the conduit settled into place, as his bones faded into carapace and his stance shifted downward onto 4 legs. Dozens of spines pierced his back, painless yet utterly bewildering. Even his vision lost focus, split between too many eyes. His legs swelled until they were bulbous, awkward pillars, sturdy and immovable. His very sense of touch was buried in layers and layers of stone-thick chitin, sturdier than all but the strongest enchantments. Some conduits could confuse, but once Orion felt entirely in tune with the defender, he would protect the ones he loved, even if it meant putting his own body in the way. So yeah, so you get 4 armor with this form. You are going to become from the looks of it, it does you do change into this thing, so you will be a 2-size monster. Which is a little awkward. It does have squeeze, of course. You're always considered to be... so Defender Sickle Anatomy, you're always considered to be the front of the initiative track when an opponent determines a target. So this is helpful if you want to be someone that's actually tanking, because now you make it so you're the primary target. Spiky Carapace is the exact same as the other, where if you take no damage, you can end abilities and just do purple back. 1 cost, roll 2 purples, move to the up to the amount of spaces rolled in a single orthogonal direction, gain crush during this movement. So crush, what it does is you can go through people and it will do a purple irreducible damage. And it will also displace figures. This can be pretty brutal if there's a lot of pits and stuff, because you can essentially displace people into pits. Though I believe they do get the ability to jump. Yeah, so they can actually jump. It used to be there was no displace keyword. It was just you get moved. And I think, in 1.1 you couldn't actually jump in response to it. You would just die. It was pretty brutal. I say brutal a lot today. Anyway, so yeah, run through people, crush them, do purple irreducible when you do it, which is great in early game. Late game, it doesn't really scale, but it is better than nothing. And it does let you move people around, sort of. Protect the smallest, exhaust. Before an ally within range 2 would determine damage from an attack made against them or resolve the spell's effect against them, you can redirect it to yourself, which means you become the target. For the Hive, 1 cost, exhaust, make a attack. This attack gains follow-up paralyze. Alright, after resolving this attack, if there is no ally within range 2 of this, and this attack hits, gain 1 stamina. Wow, that's actually kind of nice. No ally within range 2. So yeah, with this you can... So it's essentially a free attack if you have no one around you. And then, of course, you have a reach 2 Crushing Skewer here. The Forward of the Hive has to be at melee range, though. Okay, so not too shabby. Not sure if I'll ever use it, but now we have some more Chaosical forms. Alright, now I'll call it. I am Theta Prestito. This was Middara Unintentional Malum Act 1, doing the Chaosical Bounty, 1 skull. I'll see you guys next time.